Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel, Ron's Keto Cafe, and I'm Ron. Well, today on Ron's Keto, we're going to be making some low-carb recipe and perfectly fine for keto, almond flour, chocolate chip cookies. And let's get right into the recipe before we go into the video. You'll need 2 cups of almond flour or 200 grams, 3/4 of a cup of brown swerve, which is the sugar for keto, half a teaspoon of baking soda, not baking powder, 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, 1 cup of melted butter, 1 large egg at room temperature, half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, half a cup of sugar-free chocolate chips, and we'll talk over the timeline as we're pushing this along, and I have the ingredients as amounts also over the timeline. Yeah, so today we had a little bit of a taste for sweet tooth, so we ended up making these chocolate chip cookies that just came out of the oven, and I plated them, and they came out really, really good. So from this point on, I'm going to talk over the video the best I can as the amounts are going over the timeline. And I want to encourage you not to give up, because I'm certainly not giving up, and I'm having a good week and a good month so far. And just be mindful that when you're cooking these cookies, not to leave them in too long, because they will burn, and you'll and almond flour doesn't taste too well when it burns. And the hardest part you're going to have over here when you make these is waiting for them to cool. So without further ado, let's just go right into the video, and have a great day. So the almond flour, I have the directions over the timeline, and I'll talk as it's showing up on the timeline. For this, you'll need 200 grams of almond flour, and I happen to have my bowl, and you'll need a half of a teaspoon of baking soda, not baking powder, but baking soda. There is a difference, and yeah. And then you're going to need some brown swerve, and this is the confectionate swerve from the Keto brand, and that's a half a cup, and that's fine. And a little pinch of salt, and you're using about a half of a teaspoon to be exact. And then I'm going to mix everything all together. You got 1 egg at room temperature, and right over the top. Yeah, you could whisk that before you put it in. You could make a little well and then mix all your powder up together. Don't matter. And then you're going to use a half of a teaspoon of vanilla extract, or vanilla, if you have vanilla. I find this has been working for me. And then 1 cup of melted butter. Just make sure it's kind of like it's cool, not hot. Put it in over the egg, because you don't want to cook your egg, and then you're going to mix everything all up really well. And just encourage you guys not to give up. These are fine keto and low carb. It all depends on where you are in your journey as to what you have for desserts and stuff like that. But if you're new to keto and starting out and you want to get really strict about it, I would lay off on this stuff. And I learned all this stuff the hard way. So then you're going to put your chocolate chips in, and this is a Lily brand sugar-free chocolate chips, about a half of a cup. And I did weigh everything up in the cup using a gram scale, and then I had the so I could put the exact measurements. And forgot to tell you where this recipe from. This recipe came from Carolyn from All I Dream About Is Food, and I'll try to remember to put her link over the timeline and down below in the show more, or at least in the show more. So once you get everything going, you're gonna fold it all in, and just be careful. And and then I'm gonna use the it's like a small little cookie. Like an ice cream scoop, but a smaller one, and then I'm going to place everything on the placemat. And at this point, you should have your oven preheated to around 350 degrees, and that's what it looks like all the mixed up. And as I take the scooper there, I'm just going to lay them out on the silicone mat, and just kind of like make sure they're all separated, because once they start cooking, they'll run off to each other. And I forget how many I got over here. I think I got 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll count them after we're all done. I think I got about 12. And I absolutely love these. These came out really, really great, by the way. And you can make them bigger if you want to make it bigger, and just keep them separated from the sheeting pan, by the way. If you don't have a silicone mat, you can use a parchment paper. And I ended up getting this silicone mat on Amazon, by the way, where I get most of my product from. Sometimes I can find this stuff where I work at Marshall's, or you get it at the Kohl's in the website, or in store. And that's our 8 o'clock whistle. And so these are all done, ready to go in the oven. And I had some leftover chocolate chips. I wanted to be really chocolatey, so I just put these over the top, and just to kind of like pushing them in a little bit. And you can even put M&Ms over here, sugar-free M&Ms, stuff like that. They do make sugar-free M&Ms, by the way. And then I popped them into the oven at, what did I say, 350, 325 for 15 minutes. Around 12 to 15 minutes, and they came out of the oven, and there they are. And now we're going to wait for them to cool, and we're going to plate them onto a paper plate. And we're going to have one after they cool down for a little while. If you pick them up too soon, they'll break apart, so be careful with that. And then I was just getting fancy with my fingers and trying to show you what they look like. I was seeing some other YouTubers snap their fingers before they cook stuff. But I was just like pulling them off with my spatula onto a cooling rack, and so they get cool that way. And then you'll have our final product. And again, these came out really good. I would encourage you to just experiment and follow the course. And remember, we didn't put it all in one day. It's going to take longer than one day to get it off, and I would encourage you to just try to stay with it best you can. But anyways, have an amazing day. Again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and give me a thumbs up. And if you got something you want me to make, let me know, and I'll be happy to make it for you guys. And have a great day.